oh my God, what is this? It was so a wowing event,
right?
Because
it was like a real ball,
and it was, and in New York, it's such a melting pot there. Even this weekend at the Latex Ball, when you walk around, you see so many things that aren't even affiliated with the ballroom community. You see so many different cultures of people. You see so many different. This is kind of like in a manner of speaking, where the freaks and geeks come to showcase their.
Come on, freaks and geeks.
It's almost like like a Comic-Con for the ballroom community. Like you literally see all types of people and all types of effects. Not even walking; they just came to it for the experience.
A festival.
Yes, it's very festive.
And being somebody that you two guys are like, I would consider y'all to be newer legends. How do y'all feel about what's going on right now with status?
You know what? Piggyback off of what Pam said. That's why when he was deeming people at the Latex Ball, I was so surprised. I felt like this is one of the biggest balls in the world. Like, this is one of the balls where the people from overseas save up for months and months and months to come. So if you're deeming people, I feel like the people that you are deeming need to be A1 people.
If no other ball, this is the ball.
This is the ball. It needs to be A1. Like, this person for sure is iconic, legendary for this category. They have paved the way. They have moments. It should be no question. So when you see the things that were going on, you're looking like, they are watering down the scene that they say we are making microwavable.
And speaking about that, I think the Latex Ball should be the only ball that you should get deemed at.
Or the New York Awards Ball.
Or the New York Awards Ball.
No, not even that, because we have awards balls everywhere. We only have one Latex Ball.
Yeah.
But the Latex Ball is not a consistent. It's a consistent ball, but I don't feel like it holds the validity to have. That's the only ball you get deemed at.
But that's the biggest ball.
And you introduce the world. Whatever goes on the Latex Ball is not just introduced to the ball.
How about
it's introduced to the world.
Just having the Legends Ball again.
Yes, the Legends Ball.
As simple as that.
And I mean, I talked to Andre and Tony because at one time they were talking to me about doing the Legends Ball with them, and I even suggested me taking over the Legends Ball and doing it with Keyshawn Balenciaga and Marquise Revlon, like to kind of give it a new flair. But I think that if they go back to having it at the Legends Ball or doing it there, stop deeming people or acknowledging them, just let them walk.
Yes, and just once a year, honey, not every ball. Once a year.
Single ball.
Once a year.
I thought it was just me. And it's not saying it's all these people or some of these people aren't deserving, but every ball is like, when is enough? And
just
if so many people become legends, it's like what? I even feel like it loses its power. Like, I feel bad for some of the people that got deemed because it was so. Oh yes, it was so lackluster. The
demon.
And not even the commentator part, but the way it was received from the audience. It was so received like. Neil,
let's talk about that. Do you think that a lot of these people are disrespectful? Like, for example, you have somebody like Tanae that come out, or Alyssa or something like that, and they grace the floor, and they grace the floor, and then these people are just looking at them.
Well, no, you know what the problem? You know what the problem is for that for me? Because these people nowadays in ballroom don't know history.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
Because they don't know history, it's like, for us, we know who Tanae is.
Right.
We know who Ajane is.
Tanae was long before my time, and I knew exactly who Tanae was.
Like, we know the culture, we know the research.
They feel like they washed up, though. They feel like they washed up.
No, because people...
They don't feel like it stems from somewhere. They feel like it started wherever they started.
That's true.
That's true.
But I can't say that. I can't say that because... That's the person that's their leader is the one that's supposed to inform them on who these people are.
Hold on, let me tell you what the issue is. And I'm probably gonna rub somebody the wrong way, but I don't mind.
Why not? Go ahead.
And I'm gonna start with my friend right here. I just had an argument with him, a discussion with him yesterday, because of young people like ourselves. I don't think they understand the importance of paying homage and respect to certain people.
They don't.
I saw him arguing and loud talking to Junior LaBeija, and my logic was not whether he was right or wrong. It was the tone which you were taking with somebody who, in my mind, made it okay for you to be in XL. Because when I see Paris is Burning, he's probably one of the more prominent figures you see. So just out of a certain level of respect and homage, you carry a certain tone.
Right.
It's almost like talking to your grandmother. Whether your grandmother's right or wrong, you don't go screaming at your grandmother.
Right.
You may be cursing her out on the inside.
Right.
Yes.
But
and that's I had to fuss with my friend about. And it's not. And I get your point. Not to negate you, but I know you can take it.
But you got a lot of but you gotta understand something. You got a lot of crack babies. This is
we got the crack generation, baby. They don't respect their mother.
It's just a lack of respect.
Their grandmother was
raising them.
But I'm also believe respect goes both ways.
Your grandmother's a Tokyo Town.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
What year were you born?
83. I wasn't.
You're part of the crack generation.
No, I wasn't. The crack generation is y'all.
I'm 84.
Why we all in the
I
80s?
can honestly say we're all born in the 80s. You're part of the crack
No,
generation.
I'm not. My mother wasn't a crack. My mother was
Your mother may have not have done drugs,
Okay.
but you understand that you're part of the crack generation. I don't want you to think you're exempt from that.
I'm exempt.
No, you're not.
Well, the way they act now, the way they act now after us, the 90s and millennials.
Oh, those millennials.
The millennials is something different.
I feel that's how this is a surefire sign that you've gotten old when you start talking about the next generation. Like these kids today, don't understand.
Like I said yesterday, we gotta teach the youth.
They don't
You gotta
understand
teach the
nothing.
youth.
We gotta teach.
But do y'all feel like y'all are respected enough to teach the youth? Or would the youth take y'all serious?
Well, not when you got these kids now. They got gay
They don't
parents.
respect their mama.
They 21 and their gay parent is
It's
22.
19.
19, 22.
Ooh, you hit it.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
kids be younger than
They
that.
do.
Yeah.
It's like, are you serious?
Or
When can she
they
teach
be
you?
like 19 and then another one be like calling them grands and shit.
Yeah.
That gets me all the time.
Daughter.
Brands.
That
I
don't know
like
nothing
brands.
from nothing.
So let me ask you a question about gay kids then. At what age, Pampers, did you accept your first gay child? How old were you?
I'm not gay, so I'm not gay.
Well, then your
G
your G kids, whatever.
Well, I mean, I've always been a mentor and tried to, at an early age, even in school, I always try to give guidance to somebody younger than me. So it's not like a matter of accepting. It's just, I think it's my lot in life. I get it from my mother. We always trying to help somebody, always trying to teach somebody, always trying to take on a charity case.
Right.
It's just my...
Build
But it's not a charity case.
I mean,
Some of these people
build the bear.
It starts off
Some
like
of
that.
these
It starts
people
off
need
like that
that.
a lot of time. Very much so, and I understand that. My grandmother was like that. It's just my lot in life. I know I'm cursed to. It's the blessing and the curse to kind of be there to help other people.
Marquise, what age did you take your first child?
I was 21. I think I took my first child at 21, but I didn't. My first child was more so as I walked schoolboy runners. He walked the schoolboy runners, so I took him under my wing as a schoolboy runner child. And as I grew and matured as an adult, I guess he was still there, so he looked at me and saw me growing. So that's how he just learned from me.
Well, how old was he?
Jamal I'm 21, so he's 3 years younger. I was 21 at this time. He's 3 years younger than me.
So he was what, 18?
Yeah, he was like 18 at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so how old were you when you had your first child?
My first child, probably 19. And he was like maybe 15, 14.
You know, it's funny. Bria was my first child. I was 17. Bria was like 14. But Bria was like, that was my first child ever. Bria was my first daughter, like, ever.
Oh, no, I'm lying. It wasn't 19. It was about 17.
Ooh, I got pregnant young.
Yeah, we did.
You got baby making hair.
Yeah, we did. Baby.
So being that the two of you guys are leaders of the new school, like what do y'all feel like y'all can do to contribute to kind of help bring ballroom scene out of the place that it's at right now? If you want to do anything.
I think the only thing we could possibly do, because as you see by the demon and everything, we have no real authority. We just have to sit back and wait for the people to feel like they no longer want to be a part. They just, whenever they pass the torch, that's when we can really take full action. Nobody wants to pass the torch.
Torch passing is another issue.
Yeah, nobody wants to gracefully bow out like Lena Horne. Everybody wants to keep fighting.
And I
So
always
elaborate on that. What do you mean as far as like the overall fathers holding on to their positions?
not just overall fathers, older people in general. There's at some point in which you can still be a part of the scene, but at some point you have to, in order for anything to live, you have
Sit
to
your ass down.
You have to pump new blood into it. You have to.
Right.
And then it's not even necessarily sitting down. It's you're sitting back. It's sitting back more so than sitting down. But a lot of them don't do it because in this arena is where they form their sense of control and or power. So when you have nothing
And
else
relevancy.
outside,
And relevancy.
And relevancy.
And I said this to you guys earlier, you know, I would go on record and saying that when you reach a certain point, and like at one time Ballroom was all you had, when you got so much other stuff going on outside of
you have
Ballroom,
no choice but to have a seat.
you have no choice but to have a seat.
Right.
It's like,
But it shows you, it'll show itself the scene is indicative of who does and doesn't have anything else going on.
Right.
And that may not be a bad thing.
Right,
Because
right.
I've seen people make a career out of ballroom, and I applaud that because people too often say you can't put ballroom on your resume. But I've learned in my maturity that you actually can.
Right,
if
right.
you hone those talents in the right way.
Right.
But if you haven't honed those talents and if you're only using them to judge, to hold, to have kids because you have a certain power, to hold control, then you yourself haven't grown.
Right.
You know, it's I've seen Andre. We've seen a lot of people make careers out of it. My one of my best friends, Tone Balenciaga. He tells me every day he hates when people say you can't put Ballroom on your resume. He said because of learning how to play in balls has made him a great project manager for work. And he literally puts the Midwest Awards ball on his resume. I planned this event that brings in this many people every year. These are the numbers we do, and it's a valuable business because it treats it as such.
And I mean, I'm a living testimony. I started
Exactly.
putting paint on my face, and look at me now.
Hey, no, look at Jacen. Jacen had a phone call earlier, and I said, I'm sitting next to a celebrity because the person was just overwhelmed with like, this is Jacen. I'm like, wow, Jacen really has